right, people. Welcome back to OTMkast podcast, where we dive into anything and everything that shapes our lives, from sports to lifestyle, from fashion to careers and beyond. This is your one-stop destination for insightful conversations and engaging discussions. First and foremost, today's episode, I want to start by appreciating all my amazing viewers and subscribers. Your support, your time, your effort that you've put into this has helped me tremendously. And I want to say thank you. Is You've been here from the start. Thank you. And if you just tune it in, welcome. This is a channel where we build growth, where we elevate each other, we uplift each other, self-development forum, a safe space where we could talk about anything and everything. And we believe in one thing, that no one writes your story, you do. I'm your host, Timmy. On today's episode, we'll be diving into the essence of commitment and dedication. Why do we prioritize some things over others? Why do we show up early for some events but casually stroll in late for others, chalking into something like African time? Why do we make this scenario, this event matter over the other? So that's something we'll be discussing and talking about today. And let's dive in. So, dedication and commitment at the backbone of achieving anything meaningful in life. They are sort of what separates the dreams from reality and wishful thinking from actions. But here's a question to ponder about. What do your priorities say about you and about your level of commitment? Let me give you a scenario. Imagine you have a visa interview scheduled for, let's say, 8 a.m. What do you think is going to happen? You're probably awake by 5 a.m., dressed up, documents in your hand, and you are probably out of the door with plenty of time to spare. But let's switch the gears now and say there's a program or an event, a ceremony like birthdays, weddings, or let's say church service scheduled for the same time, 8 a.m. Do you still wake up early? Do you still plan ahead and make sure you are seated before it begins? Or do you show up halfway through, casually blaming traffic or calling it the African time? Uh, what makes certain commitments more important than others? Often it's not that we don't care about others' events. It's just about we've been conditioned to prioritize. As humans, we are conditioned to prioritize some things for what matters and what does not matter. For many of us, a visa interview represents an opportunity. Missing it could mean you're delaying your dreams or your goals, or something more important that's going to elevate you. But a church service or a program, yeah, could be something we would just casually think, it will still be there. Next week I will still make church early. But here's the reality of things. Consistency in small things builds character. When we choose to honor one commitment and disregard another, we are shaping the habits that defines each and every one of us. The way you show up for things says a lot about you and what you value. It's not just about being on time. It's about respect. Respect for the people waiting, people that are there earlier than you, respect for the effort that people or the host has as dedicated into organizing the event, and most importantly, respect for yourself. And I would like to discuss some things that we feel can make our dedication and commitment elevate in every areas of our lives. I mean, in some of these things you can disagree, you can agree. Just in the comments, leave whatever you think. If you disagree with some of the points that I'll be talking about, that's fine. It's a community, a safe space where we want to be open-minded and nobody's judging anybody. We're just discussing things, because this channel would not happen without you guys. So it's a platform, it's a forum. I'm just the host, or it's our platform. So on here, I said, evaluate your priorities. Ask yourself, why is this important to me? Because if it is worth your time, then it is definitely worth your full attention. Often we find that we make time for what truly matters to us. If something isn't a priority, it will reflect in our actions. For example, if career growth matters to you, if invest is what you're showing interest in, you're preparing yourself, whether that means that you're doing additional research or you're being punctual to the event, the same principles applies to personal relationships, spiritual growth, or self-improvement, self-development as a whole. So you want to evaluate what your priorities are. If it is important to me, then it is worth my time and my full attention. Another thing is plan ahead. Dedication starts the night before. You want to have your clothes, your alarm set. You want to lay out everything you need. Let me give you an example. If you're traveling and the flight is by 9 a.m., you're not packing your bags at 8 a.m. You probably, some of us would have packed 1 week before, ordered the clothes that we'll be wearing, the shoes, the wristwatches, how you want to flex, and whatever events or whatever activities we'll be doing in that travel, we would have planned the clothes, buy the clothes for each and every one of them, you know. So if we put this plannings into place, it eliminates the stress of last minute rushes, and it allows you to approach your commitment with focus. Think about it. How many times have you been late because you underestimated how long it would take to get ready? You know, a simple habit like that, preparing your outfit or packing a bag the night before, can make all the difference in the world. Another thing is you want to hold yourself accountable. Whether it's for a program, like I said, a meeting, it could be a wedding, a social gathering, it could be a birthday party, or just a regular in-house party. Remember that your actions affect other people, affect your neighbor. At the same time, you want to treat others' commitment like it matters to you. If you're late to a meeting, you're technically taking hold of someone else's time. Maybe someone had planned to, the event is starting by 6 o'clock p.m. Someone is there by 6 o'clock, but because majority are not there, the program tends to start late by 6:30, 7, sometimes 7:30, and someone else had planned to be there by 6 and leave by 8. So that's ample time that it's gone. Accountability means recognizing that your word carries weight. If you promise to be somewhere or do something, just follow through it. Not just for others, for yourself, to build trust in yourself. If the event is starting by 6 p.m., be there at 6 p.m. If you want to be late, be there at 6:10, 6:15. That is fine. Little character builds over time, and it helps the society. It helps you. It tells the person hosting the event that you respect their time, the people that have been invited that you respect their time, and they are not more important than you are. Let's break this African mentality that that has defined some of us. Every time we show up late, you reinforce this negative narrative. Let's change the story. Imagine a world where everyone values punctuality. What do you think happens then? Events would run smoothly, meetings would start and end on time, and there would be a collective sense of respect and discipline for everyone that has attended, including the organizers. By breaking the cycle, it just shows how things inspire yourself, inspire the next person behind you, and we build a better community. And at the end of the day, I'm all for celebration. Celebrate the wins. If you're consistent about showing up to what you've dedicated yourself to be, let me give you an example. So I attended a church service one time where it's supposed to start at 10 o'clock. The person leading the praise and worship that's supposed to start at 10:05 is just coming exactly 10 o'clock. What do you think happens in such scenarios? Whereas someone else who had arrived 15-20 minutes earlier would have the time to relax, think through, process the songs, catch up with the intros and every other thing that needs to be done. Here is something that we don't often consider: the ripple effect of our actions. When you show up early and prepared, you set the tone for others. You become a role model. Think about leaders you admire, the people that you listen to, the songwriters, the artists, the presidents, the governors, your pastors. Are they the kind of leaders that show up and stroll up late to events unprepared? Probably not. Dedication and commitment inspires trust and respect, which are very crucial for personal and professional growth. Let's take this further. Consider your workplace. When one person begins to show up every single time and they are delivering quality work, what do you think happens? They probably get promoted. They probably get recognized more than you that come late and your work is tardy, mistakes up and down, you're unprepared. And it's fortunate and unfortunate that we live in a world whereby people are biased of others being recognized or being elevated, whereas they don't hold themselves accountable for ways that would help them grow. Like I said in the previous example, someone who wants to lead a praise and worship and is coming late, whereas there's another person who wants to lead the same praise and worship and they come in 20-30 minutes earlier. What do you think gets more priority? The same thing applies to families and communities. When you hold yourself to a higher standard, you encourage those around you to do the same. And these things are contagious. I'm telling you, they are contagious. Before we wrap up, let's give a practical exercise this week. I'm a practical person, not a theoretical person. So I like to think of things practically. So I like to carry out exercises to help myself. Think of one area of life that you think you can probably improve your dedication and your commitment on. If you're a choir member, arrive to church early. If you're leading praise and worship, arrive to church early. If you're a preacher, arrive to church early. Maybe waking up earlier, showing up on time, or preparing yourself more thoroughly for tasks helps you build who you want to be. Commit to making small and little changes and stick to it for at least 1 week. Keep a journal of your experience and makes you feel. What is it that you notice about your mindset and the reactions of those around you? Just observe what happens when you stay committed to something for a period of time. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see the reaction you get from other people. See how people react to you. Dedication and commitment are not always glamorous, but they are essential for building trust, achieving goals, and becoming the person you aspire to be. So just use this. We're starting a new week, or a new week I just started. Use it to change something about you. Use it to change something about how you view life, your dedication and your commitment, your how you hold yourself accountable for things that you do, how you try to plan ahead to meet up with that flight that is at 8 a.m. whereby you've packed your bags the night before, you've arranged all the clothes, how you intend to attend that important meeting at work, how you intend to arrive at work earlier than usual, than anybody, how you intend to deliver quality over quantity. So this week I'm challenging each and every one of us to pick out something and just walk towards it and see how people react and how you yourself feel after achieving those things. Well, thank you for tuning in on today's episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, if something sparked through, if you can resonate with some of the things that I've spoken about, or even if you disagree with some things, if you have some other ideas that you want to chip in, just leave it in the comments. But always remember that no matter what it is, no one writes your story, you do. Please follow me on all social media, OTMkast, OTMkast, one word. And subscribe, like, comment, and hopefully someday I'll start by appreciating you guys by giving something back to you. As you can see, I'm wearing one of my t-shirts, and someday hopefully I will get to give it out to someone new, though not something old. Or it could be cash prizes, could be gift cards, could be feature on the next episode. You never could tell. But I promise you guys, someday I'll give back to my subscribers and everyone listening, either new or old. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you're listening. Again, this is OTMkast podcast. Have a great day or evening. Bye.